I guess I'll start.
Hello and welcome back. Before we get started, we are now joined today by midfielder Kellyn and Acosta. We'll begin with questions in the room and then transition to those via Zoom.
Kellyn, just want to get your thoughts on kind of two things. One, Max's sacrifice last year in the MLS Cup, and what you've seen in him coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even really describe in words, what happened last year. I mean, for him to put his body on the line for the sake of the team, I mean, he's a selfless guy all around. And then obviously it was tough to see, but just to see his journey, just to come back. I mean, he's fought so hard, just be on the sideline, away from the team, doing all the extra little work to be back on the field. I mean, we're all super proud of him. We're happy to have him back and happy to see him back healthy. I mean, he's an important part of what we do here, and it's great to have him back in between the posts.
And we're seeing him in tremendous form at the moment.
Right.
Just your thoughts on
Yeah, I mean, as a keeper, it's always tough, right? When we talk about form, we're talking about him making a lot of saves, but I think collectively as a group, the less we see him, the better. But like for our standpoint, just having him back there is huge. He's a vocal leader back there. His presence is definitely known, and we're happy to have him, back at his best, especially at a crucial part of the season.
Thanks, Kellyn.
Kellyn, for the organization, for you guys, for Steve, it's a chance to repeat, but for a lot of the players on the team, it's a first opportunity.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of roster turnover.
Right.
What do you make of the commitment, not commitment necessarily, but the ability of the newcomers to influence your chances to win this MLS Cup, and what have you seen from them just as a group, and maybe if you want to single out anyone?
Yeah. I think everyone is a piece of the puzzle for what we do here. And obviously they didn't get a taste of it last year, but they've seen it, they feel it. But I think, we're all eager and excited for this moment. And I think, everyone brings a characteristic to the team that we're all going to need for this final to win the final, lift up the trophy, hopefully. And so, all of us are just, you got to put everything into it. I mean, there's no turning back, no looking back. Every little moment, every little detail, and every little play will help us get to our goal, and hopefully, having some silverware at the end of it.
From Timothy's perspective in the midfield, someone you work with very closely, what have you seen from him bring to the club, and what do you, he's been now a big part of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, he's been huge. I mean, he's one of my boys off the field as well, so, super happy to share the field with him, and he's a guy that, brings that tenacity, that aggressiveness, and obviously with his feet, his good feet, and he scored some crucial goals for us in the season. We're just hoping that he continues on that path, and hopefully get some goals on this weekend. And Maddie coming in as well, doing a tremendous job. Playing a number of positions, doing extremely well. Fufu as well, Eric Duenas, and then always got to highlight Ilie. I feel like we have a very strong midfield, and I think in this game it's gonna be super important for us to control that midfield, because that'll allow the game to open up for us and play how we want to play.
Eric, Kellyn, the perspective of this MLS Cup is different. Now you guys going outside, but the supporters, they're already on the way over there.
They're probably already there.
So do you guys feel like there is not going to be a home advantage for them?
Yeah, I feel like we always stressed it every game that there's no away games for us. Our fan base is the best in the league, and wherever we go, we feel their presence. And so, in this game, obviously playing, in a different territory, but they're coming with us, and we feel that like they're our 12th men on the field, men and women. And we're super happy to have them, and hopefully, we can make them proud this coming Saturday.
You guys have obviously mentioned your supporters, but I wondered, do you have any sense of what you guys' success has meant sort of to this broader sport of soccer within LA, as far as growing it, creating interest, creating value?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think standpoint of just soccer in general, people like winners. And so that's easy for people to follow. If you look in other sports, people might not know like the Patriots, but they like the Patriots, or like the Warriors or the Lakers. And so we're trying to keep that tradition alive here in LA, and this is a beautiful opportunity for us to kind of new supporters into the game that can follow us and hopefully support us. But yeah, I think for us it's easy to follow a team that wins, and so we're just trying to hopefully keep on that path.
What do you know about Columbus? The game last time was a very long game because of the weather.
Yeah.
You guys were there. Very different roster,
Right.
different coach, different strikers that you played with. What are your expectations of this team having to go to the East Coast and beat them in their house?
Yeah, I mean, when we faced them, I think it was last year. Yeah, the game's gonna be totally different. They're a very well coached team in Wilfred Nancy. They got some key additions. They're a solid team that plays in a good formation, hard to break down. A team that possesses the ball really well, and their front 3-4 guys are killers in front of the goal. And so, for our standpoint, we're trying to eliminate their attack as much as possible. Guys are familiar with Diego Rossi, who's played here for a number of years. Christian Ramirez has scores multiple important goals from Cucho as well. Alex Matan, who's another good guy. The outside backs coming in, Gressel off the bench, serving a lot of dangerous balls. We got to highlight the midfield, Darlington Nagby, who's been very good in every team he's been in, and then even Aiden Morris. I mean, it's a younger guy, but he's in an all-star game, playing for the national team, scoring a lot of goals. So they have a lot of key guys that we definitely need to pay close attention to. And at the end of the day, it's a final. And we've got to put everything into it and do whatever we can to win this game. And sometimes, we talk about the tactics and this and that, but it's about just grinding, working hard, and if we can control the game, that's the best possible case. But sometimes you have to weather the storm in moments and be concentrated and committed for 90+ minutes. And I think if we're a collective unit and positive, I think we can have a good result.
Kellyn, I want to go back to the question about Los Angeles and helping LA, and maybe just to add the context of this league is known internationally mostly because of the Galaxy and David Beckham and what the Galaxy did during that era. And kind of coming into LA and becoming a more pronounced club. Just your thoughts on
Talking about LAFC?
You guys coming into a market where LA, I mean, for a lot of people, Galaxy are still the team that they look at.
For sure. I think, a lot of credit to the Galaxy and what they've established over the years. I mean, they were, the team to be reckoned with, and, a lot of credit to David Beckham coming in and the organization as a whole. And I think I have to give a lot of credit to our organization as well of, filling in the gaps of, what is needed for culturally for the city to really adopt the game and move forward and propel the game. And then just for my teammates and coaching staff of not only, adding on to what the club has already established, but then putting the product on the field and doing a great job. And so I think it's just been a committed effort from both organizations, but it's very great just to see the movement of the sport, how much it's growing and building, and hopefully the trajectory just keeps trending positively, especially coming with all the tournaments and World Cup and all the things coming. So it's exciting times, and hopefully the sport will continue growing.
Is LA the best soccer city in America, though?
I can't say that from being from Dallas, right? but it's definitely great for sure.
The last one here, and then we'll go to Zoom. Go ahead.
Obviously, last year you guys played probably the most exciting MLS final in history. Is there something that you learned from that game that you can probably use on Saturday?
I mean, 1,000%, because that game had a little bit of everything. I mean, I think in moments of adversity, you got to just embrace it for what it is. I think, going down in a moment, 3-2 in a game, moments to losing a final, and for the guys to just keep going, being consistent, persistent, creating another opportunity to put us into the PKs. I think it's just a testament of the ability of the mind. And, it's a lot of credit to the guys just having that belief. And this game's going to take belief. You got to believe you can win the game before you're actually playing the game. And I feel like for our standpoint, we had that belief. And now it's about just executing it on the field.
As we transition to Zoom, we'll take our first question from Charles. Charles, please proceed.
Hey, Kellyn, this is Charles Bone from MLS Soccer. I want to ask you about Denis today. I know you see him what he does to the other team, and I know you probably have to deal with him a little bit and see what he's like in training. I just wonder how he compares to some of the great wingers that you played with and against in this league over the years, and why he's been so effective.
Yeah, no, Denis incredible. He's also my locker buddy, so we talk quite a bit. I mean, he's a guy that I love sharing the field with, and he's had an incredible year. And we hope that he can, continue on that feed. And I don't want to get too much into comparing to him to others, because he's paved his way on his own. But I mean, from my standpoint, I'm glad he's on my team. I don't have to go against him. He's a dynamic guy. As we've seen, he has an eye for a goal, and I'm hoping that he has some more goals left in him come Saturday.
And then conversely, I wonder if you could speak a little about the pretty good spearhead on the other side in Cucho and how you guys plan to deal with him.
Yeah, I mean, Cucho has been exceptional this year. I mean, he's a menace, off the ball and on the ball. A guy that can score goals, super dynamic, fast, strong, hold up play pretty good. He's involved in in a lot of what they do, and he's a guy that we definitely have to keep an eye on because he's very dangerous and it's going to be a final, so he's going to have even more energy than we've seen in previous games.
Thanks.
We'll take our next question from Rico Cabrera Sr. Rico, please proceed.
Hello, Kellyn?
Yeah, I
can
can hear
me?
you. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the mute button.
Yeah, no problem.
But just a couple of things very quickly. You spoke already about the 12th player on the pitch in the game, in the match. How did you feel that they carried you this season and carrying it over again to the final? Because it's always been a big boost, a big factor in many games. But can you carry that same emotion into Saturday's match?
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, that's a testament to them. They've been exceptional each and every game, home and away. And we really feel them, and we're super excited playing in front of them because they give us that added energy and that added motivation to push on. I mean, despite, whatever the game brings us, I mean, they're there cheering and chanting, and just having that, unconditional support by them is huge for us. And, like I said, we really feel it on the field, and, hopefully, not even hopefully, we know on Saturday that they're going to be there, and they're going to be loud, they're going to be rowdy, and hopefully we can reward them for what they've been doing for us throughout the whole season.
And just finally to follow back up on that, because it's so important that you feel the connectivity to home, and of course your fans are going to be watching all across the country. But the moment has come, and the city is going to be really ready to watch the team perform as to the highest level as possible and bring back the trophy. Can you tell us, Kellyn, just briefly your mindset and the keys to victory for you and of course the team?
Yeah, I touched on it before. You just have the belief that we can win this game. Despite not playing at home or playing away, and in Columbus is going to be a tough environment, tough atmosphere against a tough team. But we know just internalizing everything of what we have here with this group that we can beat anyone if we come forward and play our game. So first and foremost, I mean, it's going to be tough, especially the first 15 minutes of the game. You got to weather the storm, breathe, get into the game, play our football, and then the games will open up. And hopefully we can find, our dangerous attackers in good positions. They can be clinical, set pieces, and then the game's gonna be won in both boxes. So if we can be, clinical and clean in both boxes, I think the game will be positive for us.
Thank you very much. Good luck. God bless.
We'll take our next question from Alonso Contreras. Alonso, please proceed.
Thank you so much. How are you? I would like to ask you if you think the weather will be a major factor in the final, especially when Columbus has demonstrated to be in great shape against Orlando and Cincinnati and playing extra time. Do you think it's going to be an issue, the weather?
No, I think the weather's supposed to be in the 40s, so I think it's going to be quite nice. From my standpoint, it's nice to have seasons in a bit because LA is hot throughout, so having that crisp air is going to be nice. We felt the air in Seattle, and it was crisp and it was good. And just to touch upon, what Columbus did to get to the final, playing, 120 minutes is a tough feat. But, it's a final. They're going to put everything into it. They're going to rest well. And, we can't think that they're going to fall over on Saturday because they're going to give everything they have, and we're going to do the same.
Feels like summer right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Our next question is going to come from Christian Moraes. Christian, please proceed.
Hello, Acosta. Good afternoon. Christian Moraes from Territory MLS. My question is about the use of synthetic turf in MLS stadiums. Does synthetic turf increase the risk of injury for you players? Do you like this type of surface, or do you prefer to play on natural grass? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer natural grass. I mean, that's just coming from my standpoint. I can't speak upon, all the players. But yeah, ideally we like the grass, and this weekend's gonna be grass, which is gonna be nice, good conditions, a great field, great stadium. So definitely looking forward to it.
And our last question within the queue will go to Fabian. Fabian, please proceed.
Hey, Kellyn. Last year, a funny kind of situation happened at a press conference with you at the MLS Cup presser. Looking back on that, a year now, we're at this moment. What do you think has changed? And then, do you ever look back at that moment? Thank you.
Yeah, I get some jokes here and there about it. I mean, I haven't really thought too much about it until you mentioned it. But yeah, it was a funny moment. But mistakes happen in this world, and not to harp on the guy that asked it too much, but it was all good fun. But I think now I think there's more eyes on the sport. The sport's growing. I think we hopefully can eliminate some of those mistakes in the future, because people are really taking notice to the game and to the league, and moving forward, I think it's just going to keep exploding, keep blowing up.
Kellyn, looks like we do have one additional question.
No
we'll
more
take
questions.
this last question from Jose Lopez Fernandez.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Hi, Kellyn. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. Besides the weather, the time zone is gonna be different compared to what we have here in California. Do you think that's gonna be a factor, or the time you get there will be beneficial in that sense?
I mean, I can't say it one way or the other, but it's a game, and we love what we do, despite no matter what the time is. I think what's a 3-hour time change? Is that right? 2 hours, 3 hours? Yeah, but for our standpoint, we're gonna be in Columbus this week. We're gonna get adjusted to the time. We're gonna be ready, and it's a final. We prepared the whole year to get to this point. Long preseason, hearing Steve talk every day, coaching staff, and all the trainings to get to this moment. And we're excited for it. No matter what the time is, we're gonna be ready, and we're gonna put every ounce of effort we have into it. And we're excited for the moment. It's gonna be a challenge, but we love challenges. What we love to do, and as players, we like to play in big games. And what bigger game than the MLS Cup final?
And you scored last final. Do you think you're gonna score again this time?
That's the goal. That is the goal. No pun intended. But yeah, I mean, everyone loves to score in a final, and I had the opportunity last year to do so. And hopefully the opportunity arises this game. Hopefully I can be clinical and bury the ball in front of the net, and we can go up, and that'll be all she wrote, hopefully.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kellyn. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.